What is up, guys, and welcome to my very first anime review. Now, to be honest, I could have just picked any anime at random, but since this is my first review, I thought it'd be more appropriate to start off with the very first anime that got me into the genre, and that's Dragon Ball. But just a quick backstory, I did not grow up watching anime as a kid. I mean, sure, you could count me watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, but I've only seen a handful of episodes, and I still haven't to this day, so sorry, guys. It wasn't until 2013 when I saw the movie Man of Steel, and I was so fascinated by the fighting sequences like the Battle of Smallville or Superman vs. General Zod. It was just something new, and I was just so blown away by it. Then one day, my friend and Geek of the Week co-host Bruce said to me that the fighting sequences reminded him a lot of Dragon Ball Z, and that's where it got my interest. Technically, Dragon Ball Z is a sequel to Dragon Ball, and since I like to go in chronological order, that's where I started first, and that's where it all happened. So anyways, Dragon Ball, or also known as Dragon Boru in Japan, is a 1986 anime based off the manga of the same name created by Akira Toriyama and was an instant hit in Japan, but we did not get an American release until 2000. The story tells about a 12-year-old boy named Goku who isn't like most people. First off, he has a tail and has extraordinary amount of strength and speed. He lives in the woods alone, possessing a mysterious 4-star ball given to him by his dead grandpa Gohan. While one day coming back home from fishing, he encounters a girl named Bulma, who, just like Goku, also possesses 2 of the same mysterious balls, this time with one containing 2 stars and the other 5 stars. She later explains that these objects are called Dragon Balls, and that there are 7 of them scattered across the world. When all 7 of them are united, it'll summon the legendary dragon Shenron and grant you any wish that you desire. Bulma convinces Goku to come along for the journey and search for the other Dragon Balls, while encountering new friends along the way, and also going against villains who are also in search of the Dragon Balls for their own malicious purposes. The story will continue to go on like that for the first saga and would later turn into a mixed martial arts tournament competing against some of the most powerful fighters in the world. Now, I'm just gonna say this, I really like this show. Just from the very first episode, I was instantly hooked. From the beginning with its catchy intro song and a story that is so easy to follow, I knew I was in for something interesting. In Dragon Ball Z, our heroes are already fleshed out and you should already know what kind of world this is, but in Dragon Ball, it takes place right to the very beginning of how everything started in the first place. We see how these characters met, there's more understanding about the Dragon Balls, we even get things like Krillin and Goku starting off as martial arts rivals, but later becoming the closest of best friends. And one of the best moments in the show, a build up to one of the most, if not most iconic fighting technique in the history of anime, the Kamehameha wave. And I'm pretty sure we all done this before as a kid, trust me. I know you have. I mean, I have. The weird thing is I don't even know how it's actually pronounced for sure, because in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z dub they call it the Kamehameha wave, but yet in Japan, Dragon Ball Z Kai and Super, they call it the Kamehameha wave, to the point where I just don't know for sure. But if you know how to pronounce it right, please comment down below in the comment section. But anyways, let's get back to the characters. All the main characters in the show are so likable and memorable in their own way. And even the side characters have their own moments to shine, which is just what I like because they have a purpose of being there. And the one that shines most is Goku. Goku is literally the heart and soul of the series and is also one of my favorite anime protagonists of all time. He brings out this positive vibe energy that anytime he shows up on screen, he just puts a smile on your face. He's full-spirited and always trying to get stronger and make himself a better person, and we're always rooting for him in this show to succeed. He's also this adorable child who is so innocent. He has never been part of society. He's always lived in the woods. Goku is so innocent that he can't even tell the difference between a boy and a girl. There's actually some scenes where he's literally patting or kicking people in the crotch area just because he's trying to see if they have balls or not. He's that innocent. I mean, we all know it's wrong, but for him, he actually doesn't know better, which makes the comedy work. We don't really know anything about Goku or where he comes from until Dragon Ball Z, but that's for another review. And then we have Bulma. She is this smart, intelligent girl with all the best gadgets. She can stand her own ground. She's very independent, and she's just more than eye candy. Yamcha is one of the best badasses in this series. He starts off as this lone wolf character in the very beginning of the series, and also becomes enemies towards Goku, but slowly transitions to becoming friends with one another. And then we got Master Roshi. Master Roshi is the funniest character in the entire series, but he's also the most perverted character in the history of anime. I mean, sure, there are other characters in anime that are very perverted, but this guy is the original and nobody tops him. I was just wondering if I could see your underwear. I mean, mean, sure, he is a dirty old man, but at the same time, he's also very wise, one of the strongest fighters in the show, and he also has very serious moments, which it actually balances out between the comedy and drama about him, and that's what I like. This show gets very sexual at times, so I would not recommend the show to children below the ages of 12. Now, when it comes to the show in general, there isn't a lot of fighting scenes as compared to Z or Super, which this franchise is known for, but instead replaces it with good character development and adds emotional weight while going along on this journey. Now, just a quick warning, I am going to be talking about some serious spoilers, but if you don't really care about it, then let's continue. You've been warned. In the show, Krillin dies by one of Piccolo's henchmen, and we are given this long, just dead silence for about 10 seconds, which I thought was such a powerful scene. Of course, Goku would eventually defeat King Piccolo and revive Krillin with the Dragon Balls, but not without Piccolo having one last trick up his sleeves. In the very final season, 3 years later, we see Goku and the gang all grown up into the characters we all know and love, with Goku facing against the best villain in the entire series, Piccolo Jr. This show becomes very violent at the ending and even transitions more into a PG-13 rating, and we get just a little bit of taste of what we are to expect in Dragon Ball Z. The fighting scenes are done so well and very fast paced that I have to praise the anime artists just because everything is hand drawn, and that is not easy. My only issues with this series is that it gets pretty slow between the Red Ribbon Army saga and the Commander Red saga, to the point where I just wasn't invested into the storyline and it was just completely boring. Also, majority of the villains up until the Piccolo saga are just very forgettable and just one-dimensional. Overall, this show is very good. It's a very fun adventure, and if you've never seen anime in your entire life and you want to start somewhere, I highly recommend this show. I have 2 friends right now who have never seen anime in their entire life, and when I introduced this show to them, they instantly fell in love with it. Now, for the way how I'm going to be grading movies and animes for the rest of my videos, I will be ranking them out of 10 and even adding decimals to it, just to be more precise on my grading. Like, for example, I rank a movie 4 out of 10, which means 40% good. Or an anime that's 7.5, and that means that it is 75% good. You guys get the picture. So for my final grade on Dragon Ball, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will be posting more anime and movie reviews in the future, and hopefully to improve on them. And if you like this video, subscribe for more content, and I'll be back.